Did you know that the tabs in the browser can communicate with each other? Yes. So let's say your user has two tabs open in their browser. One tab, if you click on a button, can send a message to the another tab that the other tab receives and does something with that. That's how you can synchronize people's tabs in their browser. Let's say they open this page in one tab, it'll update that in the other tab so that when they, fill out a form in here, it updates the form over here, so there's no kind of like imbalance with the data they're entering and submitting, because that can actually be, for data entry application, quite a pain. You want those to be synchronized to avoid user errors. So today I want to show you how you can make the tabs in the browser talk to each other. Let's take a look at that. It's pretty cool. So first of all, we need to have a mechanism to send a message from one tab to the other. So let's do a little example here. Let's just add like a form inside of here, and we're just going to send like messages, like a chat, to the other tab as an example. And I'm just going to go in here. I'm going to make the background white. I'm going to go into the form. I'm going to add a text area inside of the form here, right? I'm going to add a border to it so I can see that there's a text area. I'm going to go into the form. I'm going to add a button. I'm going to make this send message to tab, just like that, so I can send the message to the tab and it will synchronize the application across two tabs. So now, how do we do this? We can actually do this using local storage, believe it or not. So when I'm going to go in here to the variables, I'm just going to create a new variable called message, just like that. I'll start out as an empty variable. And I'm going on the text area and link the text area with the message variable. And then on this button, I'm going to make this a submit button. So I'm going to do type submit. And now I'm going to go to the form. And now on the form, on the form submit, we're actually going to set something into the local storage. So I'm going to go to events and I'm going to go inside of here on form submit, and I'll be setting that to local storage without doing a page reload, right? So I'm just doing default message here. So now I'm going to go to set, let's look for save to local storage, and the key I'll be saving to local storage will be, let's do message, and you can use any key. You can save objects in there, whatever you do, whatever you want to do. It's pretty cool. And now the message will be the variable with the message inside of here. So now we're saving it to local storage. That's quite cool. Now you're asking yourself, okay, but how the heck does the other tab, if I open this tab, okay, cool, and I send something into local storage, how does a duplicate tab know what I sent to local storage, and how does it fetch it? Like, I would need to refresh the site, right? No, because actually local storage, even if the tab is in the background, still has the ability to have an event listener, a local storage event listener added to it. So you can just register an event listener on the window and listen for the storage. So in this example, I'm just going to copy an example event listener code, and I'm going to go inside of my Nordcraft application. I'm going to create a custom action. Let's call this event underscore listener. And I'm just going to make a default one so I can reuse it, right? And let's go inside of here. And then inside of here, I'm just going to make a description, listen to events. There you go, window.add event listener. And then I'm going to create my event called on event. And that will then have some event data if I want to, but we're just going to get it from other means. And then inside of this function, when it runs with the event listener, we can just do ctx.trigger action event to emit the event. The event that we'll be calling will be on event, so we can get that event natively back inside of Nordcraft. And then we're going to return the event data, just like that. And now we have our custom event listener. And now we need to make this event dynamic. So I'm just going to call this event. That'll be a string. And I'm going to make this arcs.event, just like that. And now I can go back to my homepage, I can go unload, I can register my custom event listener here on storage, just like that. And then on storage, on this event, storage, I'm going to set the message variable, which is linked with the input. And then I'm going to go and get the function get from local storage. And I'm getting the message key from the local storage. So now if I reload the page, right, and I duplicate the page, so I have 2 times the same page, I can now say, hello, this is me, with a smiley. And now I can send the message to the other tab, and if I go to the other tab, you see the other tab has the same message. So this is how you can communicate state between the tabs inside of your application. Look at that. I'm switching the tabs and it works vice versa. Let's remove the smiley and send the message to the other tab. Now I can go to the other tab and as you can see, the smiley is removed. And you know, I could now go inside of here and add a real emoji. Let's do that. Let's put like a real smiley, send that to the other tab. Now we go to the other tab and it's updated. So this is how you can update state across different tabs of your application to keep everything in sync. And that's how they communicate without having to reload the page or use WebSockets. That's how simple that can be. Thank you so much for watching. I hope that you learned some amazing stuff from this video about all the possibilities that are available on the web. And if you want to learn more about those things that, you know, are not really common to know, and you want to really get your application to the next level, and you want to learn more about that, and you want to ship your application faster, and you want my help every day to keep you accountable and to help you make progress faster, take a look at NoCodeProCode.com. With that being said, thank you so much for watching, and I can't wait to see you in the next video. Take care.